Welcome to another edition of Get a Clue, Casual Gamer. Yeah, you don't know this, but this is my second try at this video because I did it and it came in at over an hour, and since I don't edit anything, I need to redo this because an hour for 12 quick games is just too long. Who wants to watch an hour just to learn about 12 games? So I've reworked things, and I originally was doing it alphabetically. This time I'm doing it from least favorite to favorite. So the top today is we're looking at the 12 games of Christmas. 12 games of Christmas. And I also subtitle it The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because some of these games are good, some of them are okay, and some of them use the word ugly. So the good, the bad, the ugly, 12 games of Christmas. I will kind of work in the clue, the components, length, uniqueness, and ease, but I'm not going to try and stick to that setup because like I do with when I do one game at a time, because there's just no time to do all of that. I will talk to you about what this game is, and if we thought it was good or not. I want to thank my friends Charlie and Linda for playing games with me, hours and hours of games, so that all of these were fresh in my mind so we could work this, and their opinion as well. So let's get started and get a clue about some Christmas themed games. Okay, you ready? We're going to zoom into this. Number 12, Christmas Rush. What you're going to find in here are cards, tokens, and the rules. That's it. Christmas Rush. The game is, well, my word for it is, oh, my nose is tickling again, it's a little unorganized when you're playing it, because you're playing it in a round, rushing to try and get 4 of a kind so you can grab one of the tokens. There's always one less token in the middle as players, kind of a la musical chairs. So it's an elimination game. It's the only elimination game out of these 12. So if you don't like elimination games, this is not a game for you. I'm not a big elimination game person, but it's an easy game. You're just trying to get a set of 4 and grab one of the tokens. And then whoever doesn't get a token is out, and then you redo this and take out one of the tokens, and just until you have one person left. That is Christmas Rush. I want to say also, out of all of these games, none of them is super hard, difficult when it comes to learning and teaching. Some are more than others, obviously, but they all go between the range of 1 and 1.8 out of a scale up to 5. So that tells you something. If it's from 1 to 1.8 and there's still all of the rest of 1 and 2s and 3s and 4s of difficulties, none of these are uber difficult to learn and to play. Some of them might be hard to win, but they're not hard to play. Understanding the concept, none of them. Okay, so that's number 12. You can buy this. I'm going to put in the in the information, the bottom of this video, click that little arrow thingy on your screen, and it'll open up. And I'll put where I bought all of these and where you might be able to find it. I did pay, let me find here, this one I paid $11 for on Amazon. Okay, next one, number 11, Memory Maker. Again, what's in this box? Cards and instructions. That's it. It kind of works its way like that. Memory Maker is harder than it seems because you actually have to remember. And if you don't have a good memory, like us at the time we were playing this, we were tired and it was like, oh, what one are we going to go for? Yeah, Memory Maker. It's basically a memory game. You get 5 cards, you look at it for 15 minutes. Oh, one big point. This is a 4-player game. That's the only way to play this game, is with 4 players. It's 2 teams of 2. Okay? 2 teams of 2, 4 players. And each team has a player who has 5 cards, and you have 15 seconds to memorize your cards, to place them however you want, and then you hand them to your partner, and you get theirs, and you open theirs, and you have to pick one of the figures, one of the cards, and put it face down until all 4 of you are ready, and then you flip it over, and if yours matches your partners, you get a point if the character matches, or you get a point if the background color matches. There are 6 characters, 6 background colors, and if you get a point for each of those, and if you get the same character and the same background, you get 2 points, and it's whichever team gets to 12 first. That's the entire game. I paid $13 on Amazon. I did want to mention that I got the Rudolph one. There are 4 different Christmas themed ones, so you can choose which one fits for you. They all play exactly the same. There's one from the movie Elf, one from the movie A Christmas Story, and one from the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I chose Rudolph because this is my favorite and my most nostalgia. I grew up watching that, of course, since I was age 5. Yes, I'm old enough that that's the first year it came out. Yeah. Okay, so number 10 is this big box here. We did not play this box. I decided, made the executive decision, we're not playing this box. This game shows up in all sorts of Christmas game lists as if it's a Christmas game, because it's called Gingerbread House. Isn't that nice? A gingerbread house. Yes, that has to do with Christmas, except that it's Hansel and Gretel's gingerbread house. You know, the one that they were eating and had a wicked witch who lived inside of it. Well, the whole premise of this game is you are the witch. Each player is a witch, and you're trying to capture these people and beings and animals that are trying to eat your house, and you are capturing them, and that's how you win, by capturing capturing all these people. Yeah, that's not really Christmassy in my book. I don't think of that as very Christmassy, but it's a well-made game and all. But I'm just saying, okay, yeah, if you want this, you can get it for $23 on Amazon. You can get it for right now this week, because miniaturemarket.com has started their Black Friday sale, and they're selling it for $18. So if you want it, it's a wonderful game, and it's probably the hardest out of all of these because it's not really a Christmas game. Wonderful components. I mean, wonderful thick cardboard components. Lookout games, yeah. So if you're interested, but it's not a Christmas theme, and it's not for children. You have teenagers and young adults, they probably will like the theme, but not for Christmas. Okay, next one, number 9, is Pass the Ugly Sweater. Told you there was some ugly in here. Pass the Ugly Sweater. I need to tell you a story about this. I ordered this from Amazon, and it cost $8. And I received it and got it and went, well, this is not very impressive. It's like, okay. And then I saw at the bottom that it is distributed by Oriental Trading Company. I'm here like, excuse me, Oriental Trading Company? That you mean the company that sells cheapy little toys and trinkets and crafts and stuff, like, you know, a dozen at a time? That company? And so I went on their website, and sure enough, they were selling these. Now, I paid $8 on Amazon for a deck of these. On Oriental Trading, yeah, real price. 12 of them, a dozen of them, for under $10. It was $9 and something cents. So I actually spent the $10 for a dozen and sent back the $8 pack to Amazon saying, no thanks. First of all, online it says 12 pieces, but it's not 12 pieces, it's one. So yeah, don't get caught up in that. Now, when it comes to this game, the uniqueness of it is this is all made. This is all made, except that now you're trying to avoid the ugly sweater. That's the game. It's all made. You're making pairs, you're pairing things up, and you don't want to get stuck with the ugly sweater. I mean, it's a game that we've been playing since we were 4 years old, and actually it says 4 years and up. So yeah, it's an easy game. It's actually the easiest game of all of the ones. And the funny thing is that my friends that I played with, when we were done playing, one of them had played 6 games with me and the other one had played 10. And I asked the one who had played 6, I said, which is your favorite? Out of the games that we've played, which is your favorite? And he said this. And then, now, the other one wasn't in the room when I asked him that. So after we had finished playing another 4 games, and we had played 10, I asked her, what are your top 3 games? In no particular order, just 3 games. And this was one of her 3. So as simple as old maid might seem, it's a non-hard game. It's a very simple game. You're just trying to avoid being the one with the ugly sweater, and those who don't have the ugly sweater, you're counting how many pairs to see who won. That's it. That is Pass the Ugly Sweater. My suggestion, get a dozen and give them away. And yes, it costs you a couple dollars more to get a dozen, but $8 for one of these. I think you can buy, some people are selling them on eBay for like $5, $6. So if you really only want one and you just want to spend $5 or $6, you can get one on eBay. Some of them actually did have it free shipping. So if that's your case, but if you can use and give away a dozen, get a dozen for $10. And that is Pass the Ugly Sweater. The next one on our list is the Ugly Sweater Game. Ugly Sweater Game. This is apparently made, it's from England, West Sussex, England. I bought it at Ollies. Ollies, if you have an Ollies, you know about the store Ollies. It's kind of, I say, it's what Big Lots was 20 years ago, is what Ollies is today. I paid, get this, I paid $2 for this game. $2. I have found it on eBay for around, and let me make sure I get this right, for anywhere from $9 to $16. Now, the outside box is pretty flimsy. I'm not particularly thrilled with this outside box. It's kind of flimsy. But the game itself, what you're going to find in here are cards, 3 very unique dice, and 4, because it plays up to 4, 2 to 4, little suction cup holder thingies. Here's, like that. Little suction cup thingies, 3 die, and a bunch of cards. Now, the goal of this game is to get 5 of the cards. That's the winning point. How do you get the cards? Well, when it's your turn, you throw your die, and one of them will tell you the color sweater, one will tell you the pattern of the sweater, and one die will tell you what is on the sweater. For instance, this is a blue spotted sweater with Christmas trees on it. This is a yellow striped sweater with a reindeer on it. And this is a purple solid sweater with Santa on it. So all the cards are out on the table, side up, and once you know what you're looking for, everyone's just looking and looking and looking, and when you see it, you suction it onto your little thing, and if you're correct, then you get to keep the card, and once you have 5 of them, you've won the game. That is this game. It's a very simple game, and it really isn't hard, but this is, we all agreed on this. You need to have really good lighting. Very good lighting, bright light, because the blue and the green that is used for spots and stripes on the blue sweaters are almost invisible if you don't have bright lights. They're so close in color, and I am so far from colorblind. I can see numbers and all those spotted things. It's like no, and it was like we were pulling it up and going to angle it towards the light that was off to the side. We're here like, oh yeah, no. If you play this game, it needs to have a light above you shining down so you can see the color well. But other than that, it's an okay game. And again, like I said, I paid $2. If you can get to Ollie's and they still have some, grab yourself one, because for $2 it's excellent. For $8 or $9, it's okay. I wouldn't pay $16 for it. That's just me. But if you have family or kids who this looks like it would be a fun activity, go for it. And that was number 8. Number 7 is Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Twinkling Lights game. It's the Twinkling Lights game. There's all kinds of National Lampoon Christmas Vacation stuff out there. This is the Twinkling Lights game. And in it, you will find a few cards that have a pattern of lights, like a red bulb, a blue bulb, a green bulb. And the goal is you get 3 cards. 2 have 3 colors in a row, and one has 4 colors in a row. Your goal is to complete all 3 of those cards by putting these little tiles that have they have 2 lights on it that are not connected. Yeah, I remember watching somebody talk about this. See, this is what that looks like. And then the tiles look like this. And so, with this one, it's like you could start a purple thing and then try and get a red, red in one direction or the other, and then the blue on the other side of the red, and then the yellow on the other side of the blue, and then you would win this card. And once you have all 3 cards done, you won. So that's what's in here. It's not a hard concept. But my suggestion, and I think we all decided on this, that I think it would work. I personally think it would work better with 2 people. It does say it's like 2 to 4 people. That can be too chaotic. Plus, you go through the tiles way too quickly, and it's hard to complete your card. With all when you've used up the tiles, you're done, and okay, there's nothing left. Whoever has the most completed cards wins. But with 2 people, you'd have twice as many tiles to be able to try and manipulate and work to win the game. So it's kind of like I do know that my friends both said a hearty no to this game. One game, I asked what I asked them was, did you like this? Yes or no? And then they both said no. I said, okay, at a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you not like this? As 10, horrible, get it out of my sight. 1, sure, I'll play it again. Yeah, and one of them gave it an 8, and the other one a 5. I personally give it a yes, around a 5.5 yes. It's like, sure, I'll play it. Let's play it. Let's see if we can figure, actually beat it and win. It's like, oh, what a concept. So that is number 7, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Twinkling Lights game. And to keep those together, I had the 2 ugly sweaters together, and now I have another Christmas lights one together. This one is called Christmas Lights, a card game, and it's by 20th Century Games. It was their big game last year for Christmas, and I got it last year at Christmas time. It has the basic game, and then it has a instruction book with 11 other games that can be done with these cards. So I'm here like, that's not bad. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you how much this was. I paid $7 for that on Amazon. It was actually the cheapest out of all of these that are regular price, you know. Anyway, with this one, the base game, if you're a gamer, you will know probably what I mean when I say it plays similar to Hanabi. If you are a casual gamer or a non-gamer, you might have no clue what Hanabi is. So I'm just going to tell you how this one works. The base game, the main game, the original game, you're holding 4 or 5, I think it's 5 cards facing away from you. You don't see what they are. You have to figure it out by asking your neighbors, your competitors, questions. They have to answer truthfully, but you have to, you can swap one of yours for one of theirs. You see what you're getting and you place it where you'll remember what it was, and they've seen what you're just giving them, so they will now know something about their hand. So that's a give and take. You got to try and figure out yours as best as quickly as you can without helping your opponents, your other players, other gamers, game players get too much information about their hand. And again, you will have 2 pattern cards, and they will have a string of 5 lights, 5 different colors, and that's what you're trying to lay down in front of you, but you have to do it in order from a hand that you can't see. That's the main game. I have tried playing this with 3 different friends, and none of them they're like, no, I don't want to play that. So I went to the first game in the auxiliary book, the one with 11 other games, and one of my friends and I, we played that game, and we did fine. When I played it again with my other 2 friends who didn't want to do that first one either, they said, okay, let's try that first one in the other book. Yeah, if you're going to play that second game, I think it tells you can play 2 to 6 people. No. I would play it with 2 because it worked better when I was just one-on-one. But when there's 3, too much changes and you can't keep up with it. And so it gets frustrating. And both of my friends gave this a no, just like they did for the other one. They gave it a no. One of them gave it a no 9. I don't ever want to see this game again. The other one gave it a no 3. Like, I really don't like it. I gave it a yes 5.5, the same as the other one. First of all, it's got lots of different games to discover. And at some point, I really do want to try to play it without seeing what my cards are. Yeah. I also own Hanabi, so at some point I need to play that as well, because I have not played that one either. That concept of not being able to see it. I did buy this at, I had to go to their actual site, 25thcenturygames.com, and I paid $9. And it's actually, as of yesterday, it was still $9. The retail is $10. They have it on sale for $9 right now. That is Christmas lights. Now we get to my top 5. Okay, these are my favorite out of all of these. I would play any of them again, but these are my top 5. Holiday Flux. Now, I don't know. I have seen them before. There are piles and piles and piles of Flux card games out there. Everything you can think of. Monty Python, Batman. This happens to be Holiday Flux. All the games play the same. They just have different pictures. So, what is this game? First of all, it's a bunch of cards. Lots of cards. And the game starts off with the basic rule: take one, play one. So you take one from the pile, from the, the drawing pile, and you play it. Next person's turn. You start off with several, 3 or 4 cards, maybe even 5. I don't remember, and I'm not going to look it up. I don't have time. Anyway, so you have this, and it plays. They all play the same. It's in Flux. There are cards that change the rules. There are cards that change the goals, and you're constantly changing these, and you have to keep track of the new. Now they're laying out there. All the new rules are out there, but you have to keep track of them. And that's the hardest part, is keeping track of. It's like, okay, I need to draw 3, but I can only have 5 in my hand, so I have to discard. Yeah, and so it's in Flux. My friend gave it a yes with a 7. I gave it a yes with a 6, 6.5. It's a great game. It's a card game. That's it. It's a card game. Let's see, that was number 5. I bought it from Amazon for $15. Again, they have all kinds of themes. So if you're not looking for a holiday theme, you can get all sorts of other kind of things. Pirate themes, Cthulhu, zombies. They have them all. Okay, my number 4 is 12 Days. 12 Days is cards, all cards. And 12 of them have the 12 Days of Christmas and are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 12 points if you win that card. And then the rest of the deck are, there are 4 4s and 5 5s and 11 11s and whatever. At the end of the game, you're trying to win the daily points cards, but you also at the end of the game want to have the most of a number than anybody else. So if you have 3 5s in your hand, which I did last night, I just kept 3 5s in my hand the entire game because I knew that that was worth 5 points. Without even trying, I knew I had 5 points in my hand because no one else could have more than 3 5s because there were only 2 left in the entire game. It's really a simple game, a beautiful game. Calliope Games are the makers of Tsuro, which I have done a video on, which I think is either number 5 or 6 of my Get a Clue games, game-specific videos. Calliope, beautiful artwork. I mean, look how rich that is. Beautiful colors. The cards look like this. I mean, it was like beautiful. And so I bought this from Calliope Games. Some people are selling it on eBay as well. You're not going to find it at Amazon and stuff. But Calliope Games, and I paid $20 for it. It was a little bit on the expensive side, but it plays really well. Next, Clue. I know, I had to include a clue. It normally sits right there. That's the spot for it. My sister gave me this a couple years ago for Christmas. I'm pretty sure she bought it at Five Below for $5. Yeah. I found it a month or 2 ago at Ollies. Again, Ollies. I love my Ollies. For $3. So I had to include this. It plays exactly like Clue. It is obviously it's not a high-end thing. I mean, this is just thin cardboard. The board is only like about this big, and it's a thinner cardboard. The characters are elves, these elves, and the items that you have to figure out which item it was are things like a bow, a candy cane, a fruit cake, those kind of things. But other than that, it plays just like Clue. So if you've ever played Clue and you want a Christmas version, like I say, I bought this at Ollie's for $3, but I did see on eBay that some people were selling it for $8. If you want to spend, there's some people selling it for more than that. I wouldn't go past $8. But to have a Christmas themed Clue, it's all miniature. The little writing thing is about this big. So, keep that in mind. Can't be any taller than this. But it's my third favorite, but then of course I have a special place in my heart for Clue because it's the one that got me to realize at age 9 that I like playing games. And so in my adult life, I've been collecting all of these over many, many years. Now this one is my number 2. This one and Flux were the other 2 choices that my friend who gave me her top 3, these were hers. So the Ugly Sweater, Holiday Flux, and Holly Jolly. But I have to tell you this right up front, you can't get it. It's impossible right now. It's stuck on a container someplace out there in a port or on a boat, ship, or who knows. Their container is in limbo right now. I just fortunately got a copy of it as a fluke. They had FedExed a couple cases to Gen Con, which is a big game convention, so that they could have some on hand. This was their game for this Christmas season. They're the same ones who made Christmas lights last year. So this was going to be their game for this year. And at the end of Gen Con, they had, a dozen or 2 left. And so they put them up on their website. I saw a review from Dice Tower, Z Garcia, thank you. And I said, "Ooh, that sounds interesting." So I went to the website and I ordered one. And a week later, when a friend of mine went to order one, they were out. They didn't have any. But the layout is like this. Why do I have this even here? Because it's one that it's my number 2. It's my number 2. It was a fun thing, and it was one of my friend's favorites as well. It's simple, yet it has end game points. It's just, it was a good game. It's all cards. It's just cards. But there's so much that can happen, and you can get a lot of points with one little thing of saving certain items, and it's an easy game. I have created a Facebook group, Get a Clue Casual Gamer. So if you're interested, you can join the group. It's open to public, so feel free. If I have problems, I'll just not let you be part of it. So that's just it. But what I'm telling you that is because if and when I hear that these are available, I will make sure to put put a link there. Or, oh my gosh, my nose is tickling because I'm talking. I had a lot of allergies this week. So anyway, I will let you know as soon as it's available. I paid $13 for it. I paid $13 for it, and I think it was well worth it because it's a cool game. It's a fun game. It's not complicated. None of these are complicated. My number 1, Patchwork Christmas. I like Patchwork, the game. I have Patchwork Express that I got for Christmas last year. It was on my Christmas wish list. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And I really wanted this, but it's been out, unavailable all year, and they had it out in time for this Christmas again. and so I got one. It is the most expensive game out of all of these. It was $24, so I splurged on it. But it, if you want to try Patchwork and you don't care if it's the Christmas version, you can get a Patchwork Americana right now. I checked it out today on Amazon for $14. Let me look at it. Let me find it. Number one. Yeah, it was $14 for the Americana on Amazon. So you can spend anywhere from $14 to $24 to $30. There are four or five different ones. There's the original Patchwork. There's the Americana Patchwork. Then there was the Christmas Patchwork, the Express Patchwork, which is a little bit small board. This is a 9x9 square, and it is a 7x7, so the game is a little shorter. Patchwork Express, so if you want a little bit shorter game, get that one. And then they just came out with the newest one this past month, which was a Halloween themed thing. Most of these use buttons as the currency. You can see here, you're trying to create a quilt with these different polyomino pieces, these Tetris shaped pieces. You're trying to, you buy them with buttons, and they also will earn you buttons once you have them. And you're trying to fill your quilt completely. And it's a two-player game. It's an easy to learn and teach. I played the one I got for Christmas last year with my mom. I played it with different friends, 1, 2, 3, at least 3, if not 4 different households. So yeah, and it's a two-player game, so you don't need a lot of people to play it. So that's my number one. My friend gave it a yes 7. I gave it a yes 8. Holly Jolly, she gave a yes 7, one of her favorites. I gave it a yes 7.5. And so these are 12 Christmas themed, except for Gingerbread House, games. And I hope amongst all of these, there's 1 or 2 that catch your interest, that you think will really work for you, your family, your friends, whoever it is, whether it's for you to play or to give as a Christmas gift for your grandchildren to play. I don't care. These are all fun, and some more than others, but I would play any of them again. I did not say no to any. I did not say no to any. I'm looking at it and I have whys for every single one. Some Y1, Y3, but from Y5 on up, I'd be quite happy to play them, and up to Y8, 7.5, 8. It's like, yeah. So anyway, I hope this helps you pick some games up. It might take me a half hour, an hour to get the information put down in underneath this video. There's usually a little arrow V or whatever. They click that, it'll bring up the information, and I will put down the online addresses to these different places in case you wanted to go there and purchase. I probably won't bother with Amazon because everyone knows how to get to Amazon. But for game nerds and miniature market and oriental trading, 25th century games, and Calliope games, I'll put all of those down there. Happy gaming. God bless. Until the next time, get a clue. I hope you got a clue about a new game just for you. Bye.